Mr. Stein,
Good morning.
what a pleasure to have you back on campus.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. What have you brought for us?
Some Burger King coffee.
That fits. Come on in. Let's have a conversation.
This is a gorgeous place to have filmed this. Could you give us a little history of the River House?
Oh, sure. Thanks. So we're sitting in a place that when I was a student, this was the president's home. And where we're sitting right now, which is now called the River House, was built in 1957. And when I came all the way back around to take this position in early 2013, it was still here. I will say essentially untouched. So we looked at it, and so it came down to we could take this place and we could renovate it and we could give it to the students. What we were able to build here is a pub where they can have lunch or breakfast or dinner. And if you're over 21, you can pull a beer. And then it's got a main gathering space. And then it's got a whole area where student groups gather. David, it has helped transform the culture. It sort of turned into everything we hoped the university would be seen for by the students. So thanks for asking.
Glad I asked the question.
Yeah.
Tim, you graduated from JU. You went to the top of the corporate world up north, and you came back. You want to tell us about that trip, please? Or tell me?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you're kind. I first came here all the way back in the 70s as a student athlete. I grew up in Syracuse, New York. My wife and I dated in high school, Stephanie. And we really didn't know that much about Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, there was no internet, there was no Google. I mean, you basically looked in your World Book encyclopedia. And since I played a number of sports, they were in touch with me. I came down and we completely fell in love with it then. But my business career was never through here. It was always in the Northeast, Europe, and other places. And when the university was back in touch, 30 plus years later, we came back, and it's been the greatest experience to come back.
Well, I averaged you out. I represent 5 generations living in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I've lived my whole life in one zip code. I've worked hard here, I've done well, and having fun giving back.
God bless. Well, so take us back. Now, how did it all start?
I got started in Burger King. My father had invested in it here. And people in Miami who had the franchise there reinvented it. And I said, I can do what they're doing. Started with 4 stores and wound up with 33 when I sold them 10 years ago.
And then after that, I mean, you stayed in the food business, retail, right? And had another huge success. What was that?
We had one of the Burger King executives and I became very good friends. My good friend and partner, Matt Fairburn. So we wound up with the Applebee's franchise for New York State and Connecticut. We've been in it 25 years. We have 61 of them. And we have had fun doing it. So Tim, I'm retired and my life is a little quieter than it has been before, but I'd like to know what you and Stephanie do with your lives here in Jacksonville.
We have a couple of interests. Stephanie's been an avid athlete her whole life, golf and tennis and things like that. Same with me, so it's good that we can go places and do that together. Whether it's
As
the
I
West
recall,
Coast
she's a bit of a dancer too.
She's a bit of a dancer. My wife did dance in Dancing with the Stars and managed to walk away with a glittery silver ball that night. That was exciting. The evenings in a job like this are so interesting. We're not running for any office, but there are times it feels like that because there'll be 2 or 3 events every night. Among the many things that are out there, how do you spend your weekends and your evenings?
Quietly, I play a little golf. We have a lot of friends that we go out with. And it's a little slower than it used to be.
Linda and David Stein have done as much for this community as anyone. How do you think through what attracts you to make an investment, whether it's your time or sit on a board or write a check? What goes through your head?
My job is to make things happen. So I said we've worked hard here, done well here, and giving back. I think Jacksonville is the greatest city on earth. And why would you not want to give back to that? And I'm thrilled to be able to talk to Leadership Jacksonville because as people my age start to retire, we need the new leaders and they have to understand that.
Boy, I agree. Having come new to Jacksonville, so I'm sort of at the other end of the curve, having been here since December of 2012, to see something like Leadership Jacksonville, which you don't see in a lot of very good cities. I mean, people coming together to do the right thing and educate the next generation. So when someone honors you for community trusteeship, It's in addition to writing checks. Do you and Linda look at places where you can attract other people to come into? Because I think of what you did with the Steiners.
Since you mentioned my wife Linda, I think these people need to know that she was a JU graduate and she was Miss JU when she went to school here, and
Yes.
now she's on your board of trustees.
Right, yes. We're lucky to have her.
Yeah, but one of the thrills of our life is our scholarship students. And we have 20 scholarship students a year from JU and UNF, and we spend a lot of time taking them around, and I want them to know everything about Jacksonville so that when they graduate, they will want to stay here.
Right.
That is my definition of success.
So we've talked all throughout your career, you've supported students. And now with the Steiners at Jacksonville University and UNF, it's amazing what you've done to help young people make their way through college. And LJ has a program called CLE, College Leadership Experience, and one of our top students graduated from it. I wonder if I could introduce you to Stefania Landayeta Gutierrez. This is David Stein.
Nice to meet you.
And,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Could you tell me where you're from and what you took in school and what you hope to do with it?
Yes, I'm from Venezuela. I moved here right after high school to do my undergrad. I was an accounting international business major.
Well.
Right now I'm doing my master's here at JU and I want to be a CPA.
Do you see some opportunities? I know people are trying to recruit you to Orlando and other places, and we at LJ, we're committed to trying to keep top talent here. How does it look for you as you look at jobs for the next step?
Well, since I'm doing my master's...
She didn't know till she met me.
Maybe I'll say now. So I'm doing my master's here and I still have a year left. So I'm really trying to stay here for sure.
Thank you, David. I thought you'd enjoy meeting Stefania.
A privilege.
Good.